The third line of defense are our specific immune mechanisms, the way we specifically target and destroy a particular pathogen. This is also known as acquired immunity because you have to be exposed to the pathogen before you develop the specific immune response. The third line of defense, or specific immunity, requires the ability to recognize a particular pathogen and to respond to that, and to be able to remember that pathogen later to respond to it again. The ability to recognize a specific pathogen depends on the ability to differentiate self from non-self. The way our immune cells recognize a specific pathogen is by its antigens. An antigen is any molecule that can produce an immune response, like a protein or a certain configuration of carbohydrates. It's a molecule that the immune system can recognize. That's an antigen. In order to be able to tell the difference between self and not self, our own cells have to be marked with antigens that indicate that they belong. Our cells use the majohistocompatibility complex proteins, or MHC proteins, in order to determine if a cell is self or not. The MHC proteins are encoded by a set of genes that are unique to each person. Unless you have an identical twin, your MHC proteins are unique or specific just to you, and your body recognizes your MHC proteins so it knows which cells belong to you and which don't. There are two types of MHC proteins that are going to be important for us as we learn more about the immune system. One are the class 1 MHC proteins. MHC class 1 proteins are found on all of your cells. All of your cells have an MHC class 1 protein on them that says, I belong to this body. It's sort of like a general name tag that everybody gets to say that they belong. The MHC class 2 proteins are a little more exclusive. Only a few types of cells like macrophages and B lymphocytes, have MHC class 2 proteins. These are sort of like high security name tags. They say we belong and we have special security clearance, special privileges in the body. And we'll see a little bit more about what makes MHC class 2 proteins important compared to MHC class 1 in a little bit. The main effectors, or fighting cells of specific immunity, are the lymphocytes. We have two main types of lymphocytes. We have T lymphocytes, which we can call T cells, and B lymphocytes, or B cells. The different types of lymphocytes are important for helping to deal with different types of pathogens. The T cells are usually associated with what is called cellular immunity, and that's because they deal largely with pathogens that are found in your cells, viruses that are in your cells, or parasites that are in your cells, or cancer cells, which are your cells that have changed into a dangerous sort of cell. The B cells, on the other hand, are associated with what we call humoral immunity, which is immunity of the body fluids. Humoral immunity is directed against pathogens that are found in the fluids of the body as opposed to inside the cells. These would be things like bacteria found outside the cells, or virus particles when they're outside the cells, or other toxins or dangerous molecules that are found in your tissue fluids or in the plasma of your blood.